that.
Church in the day.
Every time I'd play it, I'd have to all of that come. So after that, I don't know, I didn't do much. I didn't work much before I met Walker. I met him then.
How did you meet him?
I met him in 39, I guess it was. No, 40.
Where did you meet him?
That's a good story.
Where did
Tell the
you
story.
meet Dad?
What?
Where did you meet Dad?
That's a story.
It's a good story.
Well, where the church is, at Great Chapel Church, we had a little, across the creek there was a little log cabin, and that's what the church was. We didn't go to church there, but that's where the preacher I sung for did. I mean, I played the piano for. He preached over there, and so Mr. Barnett and Walker brought a piano out to church one Saturday, I think it was, and my dad asked for the piano they had down there to bring it up to our house so I could have a piano to play. And they delivered it to my house, and I had my hair rolled up ready to go to play the organ or play the piano. And I got in, and my father was real strict. He didn't let me go out and date with, even when I was 18 years old, I didn't get to go. And anyhow, when Walker come, I went to the singing, I was playing the piano, and I looked up, and he come in, but he had his stepmother with him. He brought her to the singing. But when it was all over with, he come and asked me for a date. And we went to a basketball game on Friday night. That's how I met him. I had my hair in rollers when he saw me.
What did you do with your friends when you were my age?
That's what we done. We just went to singings and ball games, basketball games. We had them all the time up there, and we done that. It's something I wanted to tell you, but I can't think of what it was now. About that.
So, when you met Walker, what was he doing then?
What was Walker doing?
Yeah, what did he work then? How?
He was working for Jingles at Hardware in Benton.
It was a hardware store? The clothing one?
They had furniture, hardware. They had,
Furniture,
they had a lot of stuff.
It was the store, right?
So
Yeah.
There was multiple stores.
They own multiple stores.
Yeah, he delivered.
They owned the
It
town.
was a little
He
woman.
delivered?
So,
It's a little Walmart.
What did you do at nighttime? Instead, there was no television. What did you do?
well, we went to them singing, so mostly had so many of them, but we went to the movies.
Did you play games? Or I mean, when you're at home, when you're little,
Not very often.
listen to radio.
Did you
Yeah,
have
we did have a
electricity?
radio. People come from, our neighbors come over and listen to our radio. They didn't have one. And the Grand Ole Opry was on, and they come
Famous
over
name.
there.
Gildersleeve.
I don't know. We just played. I don't know. It was different. Played them. Get out there in our yard. I couldn't go like some of them could and play at other kids' house, and they'd all come to our house. And we had to go and working in the field. We had to go pick cotton. We made sorghum molasses. Had a mill that made that. We worked all that. I worked hard in my life. But we had a good time. And then when me and Walker married, I met him and my baby sister was she was 2 years old. And she got pneumonia and she died in December. And when she died, I quit. I didn't go with any boys. I don't know, it was just bothered. I was 18 nearly when she was born. And I wasn't going with anybody. I just kind of quit all of them. And when Walker come by then, and I started going with him, and we went to ball games and everything, and we went together December, January, February, and March. We got married.
It's pretty quick.
Is that good?
How old were you?
I was 20.
20.
I was 21, no.
When you got married?
My
Okay.
birthday is on the 27th. I was 21 2 days. We got married on the 29th of March.
What was how old was Papa?
Boy,
I
How
thought
old
you
was
got.
Dad?
Walker he was 24 in May. So I guess he was 23 when we married, and see, he wasn't very long till he was 24. Either 7.
You were only 3 years apart.
Well, did you get the mumps?
She's never had them.
You know what?
Mumps? Did you have the mumps?
We left that out, didn't we?
Daddy never had them.
Anyhow, I'll tell you another. My brother got the measles. He come in, he was in bed, broke out solid, and we had a man that helped us work the farm. And he was real good to us, and I don't know what I was doing, but I wanted them so bad. I wanted to get the measles so I could
So you could
be
rest?
in bed. So we had that. But when I had the mumps when we was going to get married the 1st of March, 7th. And I took the mumps, so you know what Walker brought me for a present? He come out with he couldn't come in the house because he hadn't had them, I don't think. And he brought me a sack of oranges. When you had the mumps, you couldn't, your jaw swelled up just like that. And you couldn't eat nothing like that with that sour. That's what Ann's talking about. It still makes me have them, that in my jaws. I'll tell you another little funny tale. Me and my brother sang and played at revivals and everything. That was back when I was 17 or 18. And so we went to a revival. My uncle had a revival at church. So we was up there singing. And of course we was kids, didn't know much. And it began to be, he was called an altar call, have an altar call, come up the altar. So when we started singing the song, it was, I'll Fly Away. He said, I guess, when we sang it, Uncle J.C. said, I guess we'll just have to close it. I think the spirits flew out the window. I'll never ever forget that.
That's cute.
That wasn't a good song for altar call.
I guess not.
I'll fly away, sweet Jesus, that one.
But now my story with Walker's a long time, so
Oh, glory.
you don't want the rest of it, do you?
Yeah.
You got another question? Okay.
What was Christmas like when you were a kid?
It was good. We had a good Christmas all over. If we got a sack in our stocking on the mantle, If we got an apple and an orange and some candy, we was happy. But we always had a pretty good Christmas. My daddy was he was stingy with his money. He saved it, so. And he worked for the he worked for the highway department, but first he worked for the state, the county. So we had a little money. So, but when me and Walker married, we lived on River Street, and we didn't stay there long till the Army had broke out. You know, they had to go to the Army, and Walker didn't have to go because he was the only male in his family. You know, to be there.
The namesake.
Yeah, and he didn't have to go to service, but we had to go off on the middle part to a farm and start farming. He had to go up there and keep a farm for, and send all our stuff so they could use it, you know, raise stuff. So we lived up there, and Rose Mellon was born up there. And so then, after she was born, she was about 3, I guess, we moved back to Benton. And he got a job with Jingles, and he worked, and then they was in the dairy business. Talking about milking cows, yeah. But we finally got milkers where you could, I bet y'all never did see. They had 4 hookups, and you put, like, the cow's bag, you know, them 4 pigs, you'd put each one on, and they'd milk for you.
Machine.
Yeah.
Right.
Machine. So that was about the way we made our living in, but I told Walker, I said, you can't do this all the time. So he got a job then after, and he worked for Jingles, he got a job at Alcoa.
Was Alcoa a big company then?
Aluminum company, that's where he graduated, retired.
Retired? How long did he work there?
27 years, I think it was,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he started when I was 1.
Yeah, I think it's close to when you would.
Was that a union? Cool.
And we rode horses. We rode horses to church from where we lived a lot of times to go to church.
Just in a buggy? In a wagon or just on
We had a wagon.
wagon?
Yeah, we had a wagon team. We come to Benton in a wagon and team back then too.
Really?
Yeah.
So
When did you get your first car?
I don't know when my daddy had a car though. His grandpa was had a sawmill. And they cut lumber, you know, and all that. And his grandpa got them each one a car. He died in Benton. He had a heart attack or something. But he got him a car. So they had a car. But we had one car. I think when they took my sister to the hospital, they had to have one. I can't remember much about that. But he didn't we couldn't drive, see? None of us kids.
When was the first time you drove a car?
And Walker had a little a roadster thing with a rumble seat.
Oh, really?
Oh, God, get thinking about all that, it's kind of.
She didn't hear Nick, you can ask it again. How old was she when she first drove a car?
How old were you when you drove your first car?
When you first drove a car?
When you first drove a car?
How old was I when?
You first drove a car.
When you drove a car, how old were you?
That's another story. When we moved to Middle Park, and Walker, we'd married, and Walker was going to teach me to drive. We couldn't get along. Of course, I couldn't learn it.
He was a rough teacher.
And
He didn't have patience.
finally, I just got in. It was on an old dirt road, so it wasn't any cars coming. I just got in there and I remembered what he told me to do, so I just drove it myself.
This is Stan.